Hello gang, it is Sunday and I thought I would do another video. This time we'll showcase what I like to think are the top 5 sovereign bullion 1 ounce, well mainly 1 ounce coins, and really what I think one of the best ways to stack physical silver is, what those would be. And being from America, New England, this one right here has got to be my number one pick. And I guess we'll do that. We'll start with number one. Why not? You probably would have guessed it anyways. But yeah, the American Silver Eagle, a beautiful matte finish business strike coin, the heraldic eagle, and they're great quality from the U.S. Mint. You get milk spotting occasionally, but they're definitely one of the better mints on their, at least on the American Eagles. They know what they're doing, so they really are quality. You don't have many issues. It's definitely the most highly minted, most widely distributed world bullion coin, so it's one of the most recognized, especially if you're in North America, but even worldwide. It's the most liquid form of physical silver, and it's just a good size. You know, the 1 ounce I think is probably the best size to stack. 10-ounce bars are fine, even kilos. 100-ounce bars you can sell, but why not go for these? Now they do carry a premium. The Mint sells it to their main distributors at $2 over spot. So basically, I mean, they have to make a little margin themselves, the middlemen. So usually you are paying over $2 an ounce, which, if silver prices ever go sky high, that margin on a percentage basis will get smaller. So at these lower spot prices, it is a hefty little premium. Although I will say they're kind of in line with a lot of these other coins you see. But if silver goes up to like $40 an ounce, that $2 premium is not going to be as bad. Sometimes you find them a little more, sometimes a little less if you shop around. Anyways, that's my number one coin. Here's another one. Nice looking 2011. Let's see if I can get it to focus here. And this one, it's kind of hazy on the matte finish. I really like the look on this one compared to like a newer one. But yeah, like I said, beautiful coin. Definitely one of my favorite. And if I could do anything differently the way I've stacked over the years, I'd probably stack the Eagles a little more hard. They're just an amazing coin. All right, so moving on. Now these next four, it's no real particular order. Some of it's just personal preference. I like the Libertads there. I'll give them the nod for the number 2 spot. They don't make up a large portion of my stack, though, I'll tell you that. They're usually a high premium, but they're beautiful. These new ones here, like the one I'm holding, this is a 2016. They have another nice matte finish. I guess that's Lady Liberty, the Libertad. You got some volcanoes in the background from somewhere in Mexico. You got the Mexican City mint mark, but I think I read that they don't actually make these in Mexico City. I think they moved the location of their mint. I could be wrong, but that would be a little weird. 999 fine. A very nice reverse as well. You got all their national eagles they've used on their coinage throughout the years. But that eagle in the middle is probably one of the nicer ones. I kind of wish they would just keep that one eagle instead of the multiple eagles on the shield. This is the older version from the 80s through the early 90s. They went to a reeded edge probably around 1990 or so. This one's 1994. It's pretty similar design. Very classic looking, which in its own right has a lot of appeal. But this one just has the one, the large eagle eating the snake, part of their cultural heritage. I think it had something to do with the Mayans, maybe. Estados Unidos Mexicanos. Cactus. Really beautiful coin. It's got that pattern around the edge that you see on a lot of the Mexican coinage. Let's see here. Get that to focus. But yeah, beautiful coin. I wish the new ones would just put that one eagle front and center. Still a beautiful coin. So that'll take number 2. Try to get this video moving here. Number 3, the maples, Canadian maples. Everybody knows them. If you're in Canada, this is probably your number 1. They're not bad. I don't terribly mind having the queen, although it would be nice to get fresh blood on some of this world coinage. This is an incuse version. And this is, I guess, the side everybody likes, the maple leaf. A lot of people think it's a beautiful design. I think it's alright. I'm not crazy about it. The incuse is a nice little version. But now they've added a lot of security features over the years. You've got this little privy thing. It's got micro engraving for the year, I guess. And it's got these radial lines. I don't know if you can see those on the coin. Yeah. All silver looks nice, right? But I'm not a huge fan of the radial lines. I know you don't carry these in circulation, but I think if you had these in a sack or in your pockets jingling around, those radial lines would get scratched up faster than a nice matte finish you might see on like an eagle. Just my opinion. And I know it's a security feature, but I kind of like the classic design, just the plain matte, flat. And the U.S. Mint has said that they might update the eagles in the future. I kind of hope they don't, to be honest. It's such a classic design. One thing I really hate is how they update the image on the quarters. Gosh, every 2 months it seems like you got a new picture on the quarter. How do we go from classic coinage in the early 20th century, the walking liberties, the Mercury heads, even the gold eagles, St. Gaudens, even the Franklin half dollars. We went from these beautiful designs. They'd be there 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And now on the quarter, we get a new design every 2 months. They're all ugly. I don't want to see that happen to the bullion coins, getting these new ugly images just because they're trendy, hot, and fresh. I like the traditional approach. Everybody's going to recognize that picture. So let's keep it going. Anyways, maples are about number 3 on the list. Here's some other versions. Now these are really nice. I guess they're reverse proofs. They have a beautiful, flat, hazy frosting, and the proof-like finish. I mean, they're still bullion coin. They're not actually proofs, but they did a great job on it, in my opinion. Just the appearance of these coins. They look great. They really do. This one's the dog privy. Provident had them on sale. There's some other nice ones I'd like to have, but they are a little too pricey. They've got like the tank privy. think the Thomas Edison light bulb privy. Some cool stuff. Here's another one. These are cool. The Voyager homage. They used to have these on most of their silver dollars. Should have brought one out, but 150 years. Fine silver, Argent Pure, 2017. I haven't seen a lot of milk spotting on these, really at all. But I guess the new mint shield technology, that's another thing I'll mention. They brought that in, I think, 2018 starting. So like on this one, this Incuse version is 2018. Really don't see any milk spotting. That was a reason they're also number 3 on my list. They have a checkered past with the milk spotting. It's just annoying. It's not a killer, but it's just annoying. All right, number 4, I'll just say it's the, really any Perth coins, but the bullion coins, lower premium stuff like the kangaroos. Relatively new. Really 2016 was when they kicked off. They had a small, much more limited run in 2015. But they have an interesting design in their own right. Obviously, it looks a lot more modern than what I like on the American Silver Eagle. And then, of course, you got the Queenie. But they did a good job on it, I'd have to say. And usually a fairly low premium coin. Sovereign Mint from Perth. One of the best mints, great quality. They got a date, 49's fine. Hard to beat, so that's a good one. In the same vein, you've got these, low premium, but a 2-ounce coin. Now, the 2-ounce coins are fascinating, and I know we all like to kind of mix up our stack a little bit, get some diversity in there. So the 2-ounce versions are sometimes nice. I've got a lot of the Queen's Beast. They didn't quite make it. I like the Britannias, but Perth is a little higher quality in my opinion. So they're doing these, what do they call it, the next generation series. I've actually got one here. Let me pull out the koala. Where'd it go? Koala. It's lost in the mix here. I know I saw it somewhere here. Very bottom. Where'd it go? Thought I took it out. Oh, here it is. Sorry. Why not just show that while we are talking about it? Not a bad image on this one. Polished on the animals, a little lesser on the branch. Different design here than on the one we were looking at a second ago. But I like both of them. I like how it's mostly matte. I just prefer that usually. More business strike, right? They're, the proof likes, they'll get scratched more easily, so I kind of like that. They changed it up, but it looks great on this new one too. So you got both of those. I know I'm wasting a lot of time here. So we'll go on to the next one, the last one. I'm sure there were other mints that would have been in the running, like the Royal Mint, but went with this one. I really like the new Krugerrands. It's not new. They've added the gold coin since about, I don't know, the mid-1960s probably. It's regarded as one of the first bullion coins, I guess, even though it's just another form of hard money. So it's nothing new in that sense. But this design also, I noticed, actually Backyard Bullion was showing some of his old sovereign, constitutional, or hard money. When they founded Zaid Africa, it was multiple states. I think he was from the Orange Vrijstaat, the OFS. They all speak Dutch, but you had this fellow right here, Kruger, Paul Kruger, Johannes Paul Kruger, I think. And he was on their money in the turn of the 19th century, the late 1800s. He was on their crowns, really, a large silver coin. But very interesting because it was Dutch. I don't know what they would have called that coin. But it's basically that same image. So I'll have to add one to my collection. I'll have to get one of those older South African silver crown size coins. But these are beautiful, I think. They don't have the date apparently on the front, but here we go. On the reverse, you got I guess it's a Springbok, right? Isn't that the name of their rugby team? Could be wrong. Might be an Impala. Not really sure. I think it's a Springbok maybe. But you got both languages, which is interesting. Fine silver, fine silver. R1 is 1 rand. The Witwatersrand near Johannesburg. Those gold fields. That's where they made all their money. But yeah, beautiful coin, rich history. Really well done. I love those little dimples along the edge. Well, first of all, it's a matte finish, business strike. It's a little bit more reflective, possibly, than the Eagles. I guess it might be similar. Two really nice bullion coins. Different diameter. These Eagles are a little wider. I should say the New Mexican Libertads and the Perth Kangaroos, they're all about the same diameter. I forget the millimeters. But this is probably closer to the Canadian maple diameter. It might be a little larger slightly, but pretty similar. But yeah, great coin. Now, some of them do have milk spotting, I'm not going to lie. I have some with milk spotting, just little. They're not as bad as but they are not as bad as the Canadian maples. So they got that. It's usually only a couple little pock marks or milk spotting. And I'd say at least half of them are clean. And that would be my one word of advice to the South African Mint or wherever the heck they're making these. Just, amp up the quality a little bit. Eliminate the milk spotting. And you got one heck of a coin. Really love it. Honorable mentions at the end of the day. We could say honorable mentions. You could throw in the Britannias. They got a high polish though. I'm not crazy about them. They got the Queen again. All right. They would be your number one if you lived in the UK because it's tax free. And they're nice to, it's a beautiful image. Don't get me wrong. I like them. This is Oriental Border. What else can we throw in the honorable? Just got a small pile of stuff. From time to time, I like to get slightly higher premium. So any of your interesting world coins, maybe, you could throw on there. The new A's are nice. But I think I'll leave it at that. I know this video is winding down. Oh, I'll say one other thing on the Libertads. The Mexican Mint, these are higher premium. That's why they're not a big chunk of my stack. I kind of wish they would just increase the production volumes like the U.S. Mint. Just make them more available. Heck, that's what they used to do in the 80s. It was meant as a bullion coin. It's not meant as a premium coin. So let's flood the market in these and get them out there. That'd be wonderful. Also, they do the fractionals. They're one of the few mints that does fractionals. You don't really see that with the United States, even Canada, UK, or Perth does it on some of their half ounce, but they're not the greatest. These are really nice. Got a 1/4 ounce on and a 1/10 ounce. Just, they're highly expensive. If the Mexican Mint did fractionals at a very low premium, that would be utterly amazing. Just going to throw that out there. Anyways, I can't believe this video dragged out so long. So you guys all have a great rest of your day.